Benny Bear and Ruby Rabbit and the Missing Picnic Basket. It was a bright spring morning in Pinecone Forest, and Benny Bear was buzzing with excitement. "Picnic day," he sang, packing sandwiches, strawberries, and his favourite jar of honey. Hum. Ruby Rabbit hopped in carrying a checkered blanket. "I've packed carrot muffins and berry lemonade." They strolled to Sunny Meadow where daisies danced in the breeze. Benny spread the blanket, Ruby unpacked the treats, but when Benny reached for the basket again, it was gone. "My picnic!" he gasped. "It vanished!" Ruby twitched her whiskers. Either that basket has legs, or someone borrowed it. They followed a trail of tiny crumbs leading through the grass, around a tree, through a patch of buttercups, and there, beneath a bush, they found the culprits, 3 baby raccoons, happily munching muffins. Benny tilted his head. "Oh, borrowed, not stolen." Ruby smiled kindly. They must have thought the food was for everyone. The smallest raccoon squeaked. "We're sorry. It smelled so good." Benny's frown melted. "Next time, ask we love sharing." He helped them carry the basket back to the blanket. Soon the raccoons, Benny and Ruby were all laughing together, passing sandwiches and lemonade under the sun. As the afternoon drifted by, Benny leaned back with a happy sigh. "Best picnic ever, even with the surprise guests." Ruby giggled. "Especially with them." The raccoons squealed in agreement, crumbs on their little noses. When the sun began to set, everyone helped pack up. Ruby smiled as they walked home. "You know, Benny, food always tastes better when shared." Benny nodded, patting his round tummy. "And friends make the best dessert." Benny Bear and Ruby Rabbit and the Rainy Day Parade. One morning, Benny Bear woke up to the sound of rain tapping gently on his window. He peeked outside and groaned. "Oh no, Ruby. The Sunshine Parade is cancelled for sure." Ruby Rabbit appeared at the door wearing her bright yellow raincoat. "Cancelled? Not if we make it a rainy day parade." Benny blinked. "A parade? In the rain?" Ruby grinned. "Why not? We'll splash instead of march." As getting ready, they decorated umbrellas with flowers, tied ribbons to their boots, and made paper crowns. Ruby banged on a pot like a drum, and Benny blew into a cardboard trumpet that made a funny honk. Soon, curious forest friends peeked from their burrows, Daisy Deer, Oliver Owl, and even the shy chipmunks. "What's all this?" Daisy asked. Ruby twirled her umbrella. "The first ever rainy day parade. Join us." Parade time. Down the muddy path they marched, splashing, stomping, and laughing. The raindrops sparkled like glitter as they sang. "Rain or shine, we're feeling fine," they began, marching happy in a line. Benny slipped into a puddle with a sploosh, and everyone giggled. Ruby helped him up, still laughing. Soon even the clouds seemed to smile, the rain softened to a gentle drizzle, and a rainbow arched across the sky. Celebration. At the end of the parade, Ruby raised her umbrella high. "To rainy days that don't stop the fun." Benny lifted his soggy trumpet. "And to friends who bring the sunshine anyway." Everyone cheered beneath the rainbow, dripping wet but grinning wide. And from that day on, whenever it rained, Pinecone Forest never hid indoors, it danced. Benny Bear and Ruby Rabbit and the Beach Train. The sun was shining, the sky was bright blue, and Benny Bear was bouncing with excitement. "Ruby! The Pinecone Express is going to the beach today," he shouted, waving 2 shiny tickets. Ruby Rabbit grabbed her sun hat. "Sand, sea, and sunshine. I'm hopping aboard." They packed a basket full of snacks, carrot sandwiches, honey cookies, and a bottle of berry lemonade, then hurried to the little forest train station. "All aboard." The train chugged through green meadows and tunnels of wildflowers. Benny pressed his nose to the window. "Look, Ruby, the sea!" The waves sparkled like diamonds. Seagulls swooped and called overhead as the train slowed at the sandy shore. "Next stop, Sunny Sands Beach," called the conductor, Mr. Mole. Benny and Ruby hopped off, their paws sinking into soft, warm sand. Fun by the sea. They built a sandcastle with towers tall enough for seashell flags. Benny used his big paws to pat down the walls while Ruby added tiny shell windows. "It needs a moat," Benny declared, digging with enthusiasm and accidentally splashing Ruby with water. "Benny!" Ruby squealed, laughing. "Oops, sandstorm alert!" Benny chuckled, pretending to be a castle guard. After swimming and collecting seashells, they sat under a striped umbrella, sipping lemonade as the waves whispered nearby. Home again. When the sun began to set, painting the sky orange and pink, they boarded the train home. Ruby leaned against Benny's shoulder. "Perfect day." Benny nodded sleepily. "Next time we build an even bigger castle." Ruby smiled. "And maybe bring a towel." As the train chugged home, the moon rose over the sea, shining softly on two very happy travellers.